investing in hundreds of millions of Europeans Europe-wide, but with the much cheaper price. We've doubled the number of FDI in just a couple of years, so have we doubled the number of exports. So far, the UAE has been one of the most important contributors to Kosovo's rebuilding as a country.
Are we expecting a SEPA agreement soon?
The UAE was the very first one that recognized Kosovo and that opened immediate chapters of cooperation.
How are you enhancing partnerships with Western Balkan countries, especially when it comes to trade?
We need to keep pace. We need to make sure that we develop fast as well.
Your Excellency, it's such a pleasure to have you with us on CNN Business Arabic.
Thank you so much for having me.
Given geopolitical uncertainty and the realignment of global supply chain, how is Kosovo positioning itself to attract strategic foreign investments, especially in sectors like IT, like agriculture, like manufacturing?
We are obviously a small country, but with a huge potential. Our biggest potential is our people. I think that's where the power of a nation comes from, the resilience of the people, the talent of the people, the bright youth of a nation, and Kosovo has all of that. As the country with the youngest population in Europe that is tech-savvy, multilingual, brilliant, with a very good education, they are creating opportunities for them, not just within Kosovo, but also worldwide. At the same time, we believe that a country's potential should not be defined by its size alone. And we have passed that test already by making sure that Kosovo's voice is heard around the world, not just from a diplomatic point of view, but an economic point of view as well. There is a lot of potential, whether in the ICT sector, in tourism, in agriculture, and so many other areas that can be used by investors. And when they're invited, they come to Kosovo not just because they invest in the small market that Kosovo is, but because Kosovo has free trade agreements with the European Union, with Turkey, with EFTA countries, and with everyone else in the European continent. So practically investing in Kosovo means investing in hundreds of millions of Europeans Europe-wide, but with the much cheaper price. So this has been seen as an excellent opportunity for many FDIs, and we've doubled the number of FDI in just a couple of years. So have we doubled the number of exports, and our economy is in the right path. But of course, there needs to be more support for the private sector, and there needs to be even more cooperation with countries around the world, including with the UAE here, with whom we have an excellent cooperation already.
You mentioned partnerships with the UAE, and since we are conducting this interview here in Dubai, have you met with UAE officials to develop further partnerships with the UAE?
Yes, of course, during this visit, I had the honor of being received by His Highness, the President of the UAE, and we had an excellent discussion about the potential of our future cooperation. So far, the UAE has been one of the most important contributors to Kosovo's rebuilding as a country. They helped us in the 90s when we were refugees, when we were in a war, and they continued to help us to date by supporting our health sector, by supporting so many other aspects. Now we're talking about how we can expand this cooperation in many other areas beyond the humanitarian and the health support, from investment in the energy sector to tourism and so much more. The potential is there, the political will is there, and I see a very bright future ahead in our relationship.
So are we expecting a SEPA agreement soon?
So we're discussing, of course, how all of these that we discussed with the president can be put into a wide agreement, and I think this will be materialized very, very soon. As I said, the people of Kosovo are very grateful for the support of the UAE, and now it's about time that we open a new era of cooperation with the people at the heart of everything we do.
Are you trying to build other partnerships with Gulf countries?
We have excellent relationships with every other Gulf country. Obviously, the UAE was the very first one that recognized Kosovo and that opened immediate chapters of cooperation from all of these countries. It was the first one that took that important diplomatic step. And when that is taken as a decision, obviously it opens chapters of cooperation in every other area, from humanitarian support to economic development and trade. UAE is also a country that has removed the visa regime for the people of Kosovo, and that means more communication, more people of Kosovo visiting Abu Dhabi and Dubai and every other part of the Emirates, and more businesses from Kosovo constantly coming here to enhance that economic cooperation. But we're also enhancing cooperation with the other Gulf countries, and it has been, of course, amazing to have this opportunity to work with the leaders of all of the other countries. We're very grateful. We feel that we are among brothers and sisters, and we always have felt that support strongly.
Do you have a number for Kosovan companies operating here in the UAE?
I don't have the exact number right now because there's a constant interest for them to widen their presence and to expand. But since visa liberalization, which is an agreement that I achieved with His Highness the President in 2023, end of 2023, since then, and when the agreement entered into force, this has, when there's free movement of people and goods, there are rising opportunities. So in these past 2 years, there are more and more people, more and more businesses coming, and you see people of Kosovo everywhere you go. So it's hard not to notice their great presence.
How are you enhancing partnerships with Western Balkan countries, especially when it comes to trade, since geopolitical tensions are affecting trade in a very negative way? How are you overcoming these challenges?
Obviously, there's a lot of trade cooperation in our region that has increased, that has multiplied in the past couple of years. Of course, we do have security challenges that come from Serbia as the only source of instability in our region. But yet again, as a region, as a whole, we work very closely through international organizations, through regional organizations to make sure that there are agreements that can allow people to communicate, to travel, that businesses can communicate, that they can travel. And so far, of course, especially with Albania, we have multiplied the amount of business cooperation, trade cooperation, and this has helped our people, of course, and it has also helped our businesses. But of course, the region as a whole has a lot of potential also for foreign direct investors, whether we're talking about different industries or we're talking about tourism. And it is, of course, these opportunities are just rising by the day.
You focused a lot on relationships with the UAE that put sustainability at the heart of its strategic vision. What are your plans to have a more sustainable and a greener future?
We have joined the SDGs 2030 at the very beginning, and as the Republic of Kosovo, we've been doing everything to contribute to that. But I think now that vision doesn't necessarily meet the rapid technological advancement and development, which is why the UAE came up with XDGs 2045, a vision that we very much share, because again, at the heart, it's the people, but it doesn't ignore the fact that AI, artificial intelligence, and technological advancements are going to shape the future. So we need to keep the momentum. We need to speed up our efforts so that we're not left behind. Technology is so much faster than our regulations, than adoption of legislation, than the political decisions. We need to keep pace. We need to make sure that we develop fast as well, so that all of these AI developments don't lose track of what is the most essential thing on how to save humanity, how to contribute to humanity, and how to, in all of this speedy development, also keep track of ethics and morals. So we should not forget that behind the machine, it's always the human. And saving humanity and contributing to humanity should be at the heart of all of these efforts. And that very much fits within the vision of the UAE, which we share, of XDGs 2045.
And what about your relationships with the US? And you mentioned attracting for investments. Do you have specific sectors in which you wish to have more investments in?
We have an excellent relationship with the United States of America, which has been our most strategic partner since day one. The US helped us achieve our freedom, our independence, and our democracy. And today they also continue to support our development and our defense. They are present in Kosovo through the US military, and this has been a big deterrent and also a big contributor to peace and stability in our region. And that always opens more doors to economic development and prosperity. There are many areas in which Kosovo offers opportunity for not just foreign direct investors, but also our local businesses, Kosovo businesses, from the energy sector to the ICT sector to tourism to agriculture. Kosovo is full of opportunities. And as I said, the potential is so much bigger than the size of the country.
In our discussion, you focused a lot on technology. How are you leveraging AI?
The IT companies in Kosovo are already doing an amazing job in contributing to AI development based on also ethical standards, and also always keeping in mind that they should not forget humanity while developing AI. They work alongside US companies, European companies, companies here in the UAE. And I think at this point, it's about time that we look at long-term cooperation agreements with the UAE, which is building one of the biggest intelligence factories in the world, to see how we can join forces. As I said, although we're a small country, I think we can give an immense contribution in these priorities. So we're looking forward to seeing how we can do more for humanity and how we can give our contribution through the brilliant youth of Kosovo to make sure that the AI contributes to people, which should continue to stay at the heart of everything we do.
Your Excellency, thank you very much for this lovely and insightful interview.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.